I was feeling bullied. All of these glass ceiling issues, all of these gender issues that one talks about, does it fade away as you get senior? And the biggest sentiment that I had was that I had let myself down. When you are at a crossroad of thinking about letting it go, embrace this superpower. I would be doing a disservice to our relationship. That phrase has become my new superpower. I have used the phrase so many different times. I would be doing a disservice to our relationship if I didn't tell you that I was feeling bullied, that I was feeling patronized, that you should really consider having some incredible diverse member in your board in addition to the all-men crew that you have. These are some of the examples of where I've used this phrase. I'm Kirthiga Reddy, the CEO of Virtualness, a creator brand sports monetization platform. It's a high-growth venture-backed startup. Previously, I was the first employee for Facebook in India and their managing director for India and South Asia for over 6 years. I was the first female investment partner at SoftBank Vision Fund, where I deployed over $1 billion, led a portfolio of about $5 billion. I chaired the Stanford Business School Management Board. I am so grateful for all of the opportunities that I have been given. If I think about my journey and the arc of life, my mother did not have the opportunity to finish her high school education because her parents said, you only need enough math to do the grocery bill. To think about the change in one generation where she was able to join me over Zoom as I rang the New York Stock Exchange opening bell as part of the Athena Technology 2 SPAC IPO, along with an all-female, all-immigrant team. She was there over Zoom, saw her daughter ringing the New York Stock Exchange opening bell, and her granddaughters were also on the podium with her. It was one of those proudest, surreal moments of my life. People often ask me, as they hear about my journey, they ask me, all of these glass ceiling issues, all of these gender issues that one talks about, does it fade away as you get senior? I know that the answer that they want to hear is yes. And I hate to shatter that expectation when I tell them that the answer is actually no. It's like going to the gym. It never gets easier. You just get stronger, and the problems that you deal with just get more complex. Just a few years ago, I was told by a peer executive that I got a particular role only because I was a woman. You get things handed to you on a platter, they said, implying that men had to work 10 times harder for the role that I got. I first chalked it to an emotional reaction, and I thought it would pass. This was someone I thought very highly of and had a great relationship with. But when that started a pattern of undermining me constantly, often publicly, I started feeling bullied. And I knew I could not let this pass. To be clear, this was not the first time that I had felt bullied. Almost a decade ago, I was in a similar situation, and my best well-wishers told me, Kirthiga, let it go. Channel that energy into proving him wrong, let it go. And so I did, except that one never lets it go. And that incident continued to bother me, and the biggest sentiment that I had was that I had let myself down. I hadn't stood up for myself, and that was a very hard feeling to live with. So fast forward, I knew I wasn't going to let it be this time around. If I didn't speak up, who else would? I wrote him a note and I said, I would be doing a disservice to our relationship if I didn't highlight that your behavior is making me not do my best at work. I didn't make it about myself. I didn't make it about emotions. I made it about a business issue. He called me back within minutes. And from there started a discussion where we went through the typical cycle of denial, anger, and finally acceptance, where he said, Kirthiga, you're right. I hadn't fully internalized what I was feeling, what I was doing, and we are well on our way to mending that relationship. Well, I've used that superpower many, many times since, including going back to the previous incident from over a decade ago, where I wrote him an email and I said, I would be doing a disservice if I didn't highlight that incident left me feeling bullied, and also that I lost an opportunity to have an honest conversation with you and build a strong relationship. And if COVID has taught me anything, it's about not living life with regrets. Again, I got a response within minutes. Few conversations later, we're now catching up for coffee. That was what truly letting it go meant to me. So I'm committed to making sure I don't do a disservice to any of my relationships, including the relationship to myself. When you are at a crossroad of thinking about letting it go, embrace this superpower and do not do a disservice to any of your relationships, including the relationship with yourself.